This time on the Adventures of Tarka, I try to stay busy on my downwind run to Bonaire. I complete my longest passage to date in one piece, and I arrive in a pristine Dutch paradise. After 2 days of sailing, I was as far offshore of Tarka as I had ever been. But Bonaire was only 2 days away. Life was mostly easy on board. Sometimes I even enjoyed a cold drink on the bow, looking for those elusive dolphins, of course. Once a day I checked my sat phone, and it was nice to read short messages of encouragement from friends and family back home. Speaking of which, to ease the concerns of my insistent parents, I towed a long polyester line. But in reality, I think this would have done very little good without some way of disconnecting the autopilot. Luckily, the weather was very cooperative, though. At one point, a squall did take me by surprise, and the headsail backed and dropped my whisker pole into the water. But that's okay, because it was still attached to the mast. It really wasn't a big deal, and it actually gave me something to do. I think, though, that it's important to stay active, and better yet, proactive on the passage to keep surprises like these to a minimum. That includes doing things like rigging a preventer on the mainsail, and reefing the sails early. I think I am content out here, and I'm comfortable being alone. It's peaceful, and the ocean, at its worst, has been annoying but not threatening. But then again, I'm a novice sailor, and my day of reckoning is still probably over the horizon. I also want to think that I got better at tacking the boat in the wing and wing arrangement. The main challenge is getting the whisker pole to switch sides. It also seems like I decided that clothes are strictly optional out here, but I probably should have given that some more thought given that the cameras were often rolling. I had just averaged my fastest 24 hours ever at almost 6 knots. As Tarka and I drew closer to Bonaire, I realized we'd have to slow our approach considerably to make landfall in daylight the next day, so I double reefed the main and deeply reefed the headsail going into the night. This is a good practice anyway, in case a squall sneaks up. The sunrise the next day would be my last for this passage. And man, was it beautiful. Not long after sunrise, I sighted my first land in 4 days, the very flat southern end of Bonaire, and was welcomed to the island by an overflight of pink flamingos and a pleasant rainbow. I like to think that this is just the ocean's way of congratulating me on a job well done. Finally, in the lee of Bonaire, the rolling ceased, so I celebrated by brewing up a cup of coffee, and continued sailing up on a lovely close reach. Bonaire has banned anchoring of any form in its waters in an effort to protect its reefs, which, though inconvenient, I quite admire. Finding a mooring, though, would prove to be challenging. As I cruised up and down the mooring field, I found that every single mooring was occupied, and worse yet, the marina was full as well. So my only real option was to continue on the Curacao. My new friends on Alusha, the boat that passed me 2 days ago at sea, called me up on the radio to let me know that I could tie up next to them if I wanted to. And they also snapped this wonderful photo of me reapplying some sunscreen. Thanks, guys. Luckily, though, a fellow cruiser came out in a dinghy and showed me to a hidden fisherman's mooring I could use until a proper mooring freed up. Of course I had to jump in and add my own lines. But this was a job I was more than happy to do, as the waters around Bonaire are some of the clearest I have ever seen. With convenient access to land and pristine water all around me, I think I had found paradise in a place that only a month ago I was considering skipping altogether. And after 4 days of rocking and rolling on the ocean, I was happy to just relax. Bonaire, as part of the Netherlands, is highly developed but quite small. With a population of only around 20,000, even a single cruise ship on the dock can account for a large proportion of the people on the island, and sometimes there's two. Cruise ships really aren't my scene, and I like having a sailboat for the places it can take me that no one else can go. But it's also nice to be somewhere where you can just swim to shore and walk to the supermarket, or maybe use the dinghy. The plan is to stay here in Bonaire until a weather window to Panama opens up, but with consistent gales between here and there, that could be a while. Another wrench in my plans is that, well, I really like it here, and the coral is the healthiest I've seen anywhere so far. And then there's this. But